r/shortscarystories posted by u/Eric Adventure. Dwellers of the cave. There were 15 of us at the start. 3 of us stumbled out of the cave when it was over. We were broken and bleeding and distraught. But we made it out. Kevin, Andrew, and I stood at the mouth of the cave, catching our breath. The sun was rising over a distant mountain range. It was beautiful, and ironic. It made me think of Sally. She was young and full of righteous anger. Hungry for vengeance. Determined. But her pride, resolve, and surety got almost everyone killed. A beautiful sunrise on my darkest day. Ironic. Somehow, Sally, the 18-year-old daughter of a simple farmer, knew more about the demons than any of us. She knew they disappeared in the day and could only be attacked at night. She knew where the demons nested, deep within the cave. And she knew how to banish them. Holy water paralyzes them. After we hit them with it, we must say this prayer in unison: blessed be light. Damnation be dark. Begone soulless ones, to hell you embark. I watched the sun rise and wondered how much Sally really knew. Did she know we'd never recite the prayer? Did she know killing the demons meant killing ourselves? Now that Sally's dead, I guess I'll never know. But I'll never forget what happened when we got to the demon's nest. The stench of death grew stronger the further we walked into the cave. Rats scurried into holes in the stone walls, their little claws screeching on the cave's floor like nails on a chalkboard. Divine guidance led Sally through the dark labyrinth of tunnels. Sally led us. But we didn't need her to tell us when we got close to the nest. Inhuman laughter intertwined with bellowing profanities told us we were near. All 15 of us huddled together and Sally told us the prayer again. Then we readied our holy water and walked quietly toward the infernal voices. Shadows, with dragon-like wings on their backs and horns of goat on their heads, were cast in firelight, wavering on the walls. We were terrified, but we knew what had to be done. 12 demons were in sight when we rounded the corner. Their bodies were covered in black scales. Their eyes burned red with hatred. They leapt toward us. Glass shattered as bottles of holy water hit their mark. The demons' scales withered and crumbled when the holy water hit. And simultaneously, the flesh of our companions melted from their bones like wax on a candle. I missed. So did Kevin and Andrew. That's the only reason we are still alive. We ran. Watching the sun rise, I think I've figured it out. Those demons were the darkest side of ourselves, the side that hides in dark and foreboding places. We thought we could kill them, but nobody can. Demons can't be killed, simply laid to rest. We've got to live with them until then. Posted by u/devilived44. Daddy, there's someone under my bed. Daddy, there's someone under my bed. My daughter screams again. It's the second time she does this. I remember the first time I was about to come out and help her when she screamed this exact sentence out loud. Daddy. I start to feel scared, but I'm more concerned about her. All of this just doesn't make sense at all. Why? Just why? Daddy. She continues. There's someone under my bed. You see, she's not herself tonight. She never screamed like this before. I know my daughter. She only screams when she really needs help, and most importantly, she never called me Daddy. Can you hear me, Daddy? I hear footsteps outside. My heart is pounding, and my knees are weak. I know there's no way I can help her in time. I'm just a coward who thought I would be brave enough to handle this alone. But now that I'm shaking in fear, I start to regret every decision that I made. Daddy, quick! The footsteps are coming closer. I don't want to hide anymore. All I want is this to end as planned, but I can't move. I'm too scared to move. Daddy, are you here yet? I know the windows are still open. I opened them while she was sleeping, but it doesn't matter now. I guess I'll never know why she calls the man who abducted her Daddy. This isn't even our house. And as the one hiding underneath her bed, I can only pray to God that he will not believe what my daughter says. It's too late for me to escape now. Ah, you're finally here. I hear the door swing open. If only I had called the police. Posted by UBT Joy. The Star Children. The scientific community called them Star Children. I can still remember how amazing the sight was, at first. Every star in the night sky had a double, a perfect replica that, though visible, didn't register on astronomical instruments. For nights me and my fiancée Jane would lay on our yard and look up at that spectacular, mirror image sky. Two heavens. One lit like a transparency over the other. It was very romantic. Our daughter was conceived on one such night, under the double light. Before the first week of the phenomenon was over, every news channel was repeating the same mantra. Stay indoors during nighttime hours. Don't go out after dark. CNN lined up a dozen experts a cycle. They started by telling us that the star children would cause blindness if viewed directly. No one believed the experts. 100 conspiracy theories were hatched about what the star children really were. In the end, the government didn't give us a choice whether or not we took their advice. A nationwide curfew was passed. Me and Jane watched as similar lockdowns were ordered worldwide. We were allowed to go outside during daytime, but come dark we were confined to our homes. We were told never to look at the stars. Life went on as usual. Jane had morning sickness and weird cravings. Just like any other pregnant woman. Things only improved in the second trimester. We got her ultrasound. They told us it was a girl and that her heartbeat was healthy. I'd lay at night during lockdown with my ear against Jane's tummy, listening to our daughter wriggle and kick. Jane played music to the bump. She was trying to turn her into a Stevie Nicks fan in utero. We put the ultrasound picture up by our bedside. We knew we'd love our baby. We were going to call her Lucy. I can't tell you how we felt when Jane went into labor. It was hideous. They sedated Jane heavily. I passed out and was taken from the birthing room to revive. They never let us look at the babies before they were incinerated, but I saw them anyway, just a mush of mangled limbs and tortured faces. The star children, that's what they called pregnancies like ours. The twin babies conceived under the light of those weird double stars and undetectable as twins on any ultrasound. No one could tell us either which baby was our daughter and which one was the copy. In the womb they'd both been the aggressors. They'd each wrapped their tiny arms around the other's neck and tightened the grip until veins burst, ligaments tore, and bones crushed. Tonight I couldn't stand the grief. I got drunk and went outside during curfew. I looked up through my tears at the beautiful sky. As far as I can tell with my naked eye, the star children, all of them, are moving slowly, but deliberately, towards the natural stars. Posted by u/PR0 Aesthetic. Horus was our lovely boy, who filled our bosoms oft with joy, till Horus went to play outside, and in a week, poor Horus died. The grave was written 1897, and 1997, Horus fell from heaven. It was mischief night and he would have the chance to meet with his ancestors and dance. Horus waited for new friends to play, and met some new ones on the mischief day. Teenagers came and they drank hard, not realizing it was Horus's graveyard. They sipped and sang some vulgar lyrics, not knowing the graveyard held more spirits. They spray painted through Horus's crypt, and destroyed his tombstone with each kick, till Marcus fell over Horus's stone. His friends all fled when they heard cracked bones. See, Horus was a sickly boy, but playing tricks all brought us joy. So Horus laughed as Marcus died, for finally, he could play outside. Posted by u/zombies at midnight. Category 5. It was 1:47 p.m. when the update came in. A whole 13 minutes ahead of schedule. The National Hurricane Center typically ran its early model advisories at allotted times, 8 p.m., 2 a.m., 8 a.m., and 2 p.m. They didn't release their official forecasts until 2 hours later, though they never swayed much from the previous projections. It kept the media spinning its death and destruction news cycle, with their coastline maps lit up in red as if it were bleeding out into the blue of the Atlantic. In a small box to the side, a countdown, the governor would address us all soon. My wife scoffed from across the kitchen island, her head buried in the refrigerator door. "You know, they're just saying all of this to scare us," she said, talking to the milk. "They do this every year, right on schedule." I nodded, though she couldn't see me, and kept my vision fixated on the television screen. "Yes, dear. They're scaring the crap out of people. Bill and Shania already cancelled." Now I got a text message from Arlene saying her daughter wants her to go up to Georgia to get away from the storm. Can I believe it? Bunch of thieves. These news people, working with hotels and oil companies to get people to evacuate. Bunch of damn thieves if you ask me. "You're right," I said. My fingers drummed on the kitchen counter, in sync with the countdown clock. "Quit it, will ya?" She appeared next to me, slamming down a package of ground beef. "Oh, you watching this crap? Turn it off. Bunch of lies. I want to see what the governor." The governor?" Her lip curled up to her nose as she mocked me. "He ain't gonna tell you nothing I'm not telling you. I spent my last dimes on this barbecue, and I intend to have it." The pretty blonde newscaster looked right at me. "This just in. The police department has just issued a dire statement. If you're riding out this storm, please use a permanent marker to write your social security number on your body, so they can identify you after." The TV clicked off and my wife shook the remote in my face. "Enough. Help me with the grill, we still got Eileen and Jerry coming." I reluctantly slunk outside to start the grill. I knew we should have evacuated with the majority of the state, but Labor Day weekend was my wife's to host. All of our other friends got the major holidays, and she had kicked and screamed to finally land one of her own, the one where most people were away. That fact was not lost on me. But when the news called for the Category 5 to make landfall this evening, she refused to cancel. Her voice, angry, came from behind the screen door. Eileen canceled too. The first of many angry clouds rolled in. I stretched my hands, waiting. No one would question a drowning in a hurricane,